up front on the Voice of America. We are here at Howard Theater, in the green room of the Howard Theater, with an amazing artist, Janine, all the way from Jamaica. Janine, welcome. And welcome to DC.
Yes.
This is your first time in Washington, DC.
First time in DC.
Are you excited about that?
Very excited.
How do you like the weather so far? It's very cold.
I'm an island girl, definitely, so I'm not loving the weather. No. But I've been properly prepared and taken care of, so
awesome.
You know, we're ready.
Awesome, you look good.
You
know. So tell me about you. When did you start into this journey, this music business?
Well, I am a pastor's daughter, which means I grew up in the church, which means music has always been a part of my life. But in terms of the music industry, maybe the past 7 years, I have been seriously, you know, on this particular journey. I was always singing. I was singing in the church, I was singing at school, all choirs available. Okay. I would be on. And you know, the tradition of the church is singing and hymns and just learning music, you know. So that was how I learned music, through singing.
How would you describe your music?
Well, I have described it as jazz on dub.
Jazz on
dub.
Dub.
Because you know, dub is about the drum and bass.
Right.
It's drum and bass driven. It's roots, but at the same time it's open spaces. And then the vocal style is jazz, because I am not limited to the staff. You know, I kind of have experimented with just different kinds of sounds that are not necessarily the orthodox reggae music sounds. And you know, what makes it reggae music or roots music is the messages. We have not really seen women step forward in the front. Not because they're under some kind of oppression, but just because they're usually the background vocalists, and then they transition. And it's really hard for somebody to transition from, you know, the background to the foreground. And I stepped right in the front. No, you know, in the industry you won't necessarily get the support because people just don't know, you know, and nobody's really. There's a lot of history to that.
There's also entrenched history that they don't want to mess with.
The experience has been overwhelming. Like an audience, once I get in front of the audience, it really is a sharing more than you know, just a minstrel show or just entertainment. It is a sharing. So it is, you know, whether it's a large festival or it's 100 people, it's connecting with them and sharing the breath and sharing the posture and giving more than just entertainment. Just trying to infuse an education as much as possible. And I think that has been really well received because people aren't used to that. And especially confidence from a black woman. Just saying, yeah, this is how I come, this is it.
Absolutely.
And bringing it, and, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that is powerful. Not because it's from me, but because it is from the feminine, you know? And right now, how I see it unfolding, I am a servant. And this mission has been one of service. It isn't really, I want to be a star and I want to make a lot of money. It's really, this message is so needed that there is more of a pull factor. So I just go where, you know, I am required.
You're needed.
Yes, I.
And you kind of respond to the audience.
Yes, I. And so when it is that it is no longer needed, it will evolve into a different kind of service. But right now, I am just a servant.
Do you see the message evolving?
I do see the message evolving. I see the message evolving because I watch the world evolving. So I watch, you know, I have a lot of things to say, and there's a lot of room for you to be politically aggressive and talk about those things. But I realize everyone is talking about that. What's not being highlighted right now is the feminine. What's not being highlighted now is nurturing and love and softness conquering hardness. These are the messages that are important now. As things become more agitated in the world, people need to remember to breathe and to be still so that they cannot be manipulated with their emotions. So I try to, you know, remind the stronger ones to be strong for the weaker ones and remind them that, yeah, you are in control, you know, don't lose your power, don't forget that you have the power.
Right.
Use your concentration wisely, because your only limitation is your imagination. Practically drama love the right. One about to be the good love to me. Dropping too high, just 150. The news of your soldiers so we live.